welcome to my video. My name is Harshal and this is operating system lab experiment number 3, conditional statement using shell script. So in this experiment we are going to execute the questions as given in this experiment and see what are the conditions that we can use in the shell script. So in description, this is the first, that is the arithmetic operator. So the arithmetic operators are addition, subtraction, multiplication, division and modulus. So when we add two numbers, for that we use add. For subtracting, minus. For multiplication, here is slash, and this is the star here for multiplication. Division, here divide, and for modulus we write percent here. After that, the next is logical operator, that is and, or, and not. So and is if both operands are true, then the condition becomes true, otherwise false. If we use and, the condition will be, if condition is true, otherwise it will be false. Next, the second operator is or. So here the logical or, if one of the operands is true, then the condition becomes true, means any one of this operand, either this or this. If anyone is true, then the condition become true, otherwise it will become false. After, next, this is the not. So this is for if it inverts the condition. If the first condition is false, then it will be true, or else it is true, then will be false. Next, it is a relational operator, that is eq, ne, gt, lt, g and le. The first one is equal if it this condition checks if both operands are equal, then it will print equal, else it will be false. After that, next is ne. This is if the value of two operands are equal or not. If values are not equal, then the condition become true, means if the values are equal or not, then the condition becomes true. Next, hyphen gt, that is if the value of left operand is greater than the value of right, means if this a operand is greater than the right operand, then the condition become true. If the condition is inverted, then it will become false. Next, hyphen lt, that is if the value of left operand is less than the value of right operand, means this left operand is less than the right, then the condition become true, else it will become false. Hyphen le, ge, this is if the value of left operand is greater or equal to the value of right, then the condition become true, else false, means this left operand is greater than or equal to, means this greater than equal to. If it is greater than equal to, it is that the condition is true, otherwise it will become false. Next is hyphen le. So this is the operator that if the value of left operand is less than or equal to the right, then the condition become true. If this left operand is less than equal to right, then the condition become true, else false. After that, next is string operations, that is equal to, not equal to, and this is hyphen z. Let's see what is the first one, that is equal to. Checks if the value of two operands are equal or not. If yes, then the condition become true. Means if these both are equal or not. If it is equal, then it will be become true. After that, it will become false. This is not equal to. If the value of two operands are equal or not. If values are not equal, then condition become true, means if this is equal or not. If it is equal, then the condition become true. If it is not equal, the condition become false. This is last one, hyphen z. If the given string operand is size is 0, when this size is 0, it will print true, else it will print false. Next one is hyphen n. Checks if the given string operand size is non-zero. If it is non-zero in length, it will become true, else it will become false. If the non-zero length is if the string is of non-zero, it will print true, else it will print false. After that, this is str. If string is not empty, if string it is empty, then it will become false, or it is not empty, it will print true. After this, we will go to the arrays. Arrays is a symmetric arrangement of the same type of data. Means if it is a symmetric, we can store the number of elements in array, and we can use in the program from the given number of data. After this, we will go to the questions. The first question is to check whether the entered number is palindrome or not. We will go to code.karunya.edu and type the first question, that is it is number entered is palindrome or not. So the first we will take the input from the user, that is enter number, it will read, and a number that will be is equal to this number, and reverse is equal to 0, and while number hyphen gt is 0. Let's check what is hyphen gt. This is the hyphen gt. If the value of left operand is greater than, means this, the left operand is greater than, then it will print true, else it will print false. After that, a is equal to expression dollar, mean this is for the variable number modded by 10, means it will print the remainder. Next, number expression, that is number divided by 10, so this will print the divided, and it will reverse is equal to expression reverse, and multiplied by 10 plus a. This remainder will be added here, and it will execute the condition, means it will check the number is greater than. After that, it is greater, it will go inside the loop and check if the number is greater or less than. If it is less than, it will go out and print the number is not palindrome. If it is true, then it will go inside the loop, and it will check. First it will mod, and then the number will be divided, and it will be reversed. If it is reversed, means if we entered 1 to 1 and the number is palindrome, it will print the equal number, and the reverse number, it will check the number. And if the number is true, if the both number, this we got the remainder of this number and the entered number, if it is similar, means the first number, this number, it is same, and this also same, the equal. If it is equal, then it will print the number is palindrome number, else it will print the number is non-palindrome. Let's check what is the output for the question 1. Here it is asking us to enter the numbers. Let's check. If I type 131, the number is palindrome. If we check the negative condition, if I type 122, it will show the number is non-palindrome, because we have checked the condition. If the given number and the reverse number are equal, it will print the number is palindrome, else it will print the number is not palindrome. We will move to the next question. To print the given number n number in ascending order, note use array to store the input values. We will go in code.karunya, and here we will go in the second question. This is the second question. For that, we have to take the n number. Here is echo enter n number. This will take the n number. Echo enter number. Here it will take the n numbers input. In for loop, I is equal to 0, I is less than number, I plus plus, and this will increment till the entered number. If we entered here 5, it will go only till 5 and take only 5 inputs. Next it is done. After that, the next loop is for I is equal to 0, I is less than number I plus plus. Af- in that, for j is equal to I, means this I, and j is greater than j is less than number j plus plus, and the array is entered here, means this array, and gt means it is greater than 2 this year, and in the temp, the first array is stored here, this array is stored, and next this I will be swapped with j, and j will swapped with temp, means this first number will be go here. After this number will go in j, and j will go again in temp, means this will sort the number in ascending order. Next, in this is the echo. It will print the ascending number is, and this for loop I is equal to 0, I is less than number I plus plus. This will print the number in ascending order. As we entered here, it will print this in sorted format. Next, we will see the output of the program. Here, if we enter here, this is asking us to enter the number. When I enter here 4, so this will take only 4 numbers. Then I will enter 70, 50, 30, and 10. Here, this will sort the number. The temp will be A of I, array of I, array of I is equal to array of j, array of j is equal to temp, means this will sort the number, and the last for loop it will print all the sorted number in ascending order. So first ascending is 10, this will be 30, 50, and 70. We will move to the third question. This is the third question. To print the given n numbers in descending order, as the last question only, we have to change here only in if condition, and the program will go in descending. We will move to the third question. This is the third question. As the last previous program, everything is same. Enter in numbers. This will take the input from the user, and I is equal to 0, I is less than number I plus plus, same here as for loop. J is equal to I, j is less than number j plus plus, and this is lt. So let's check what is lt for. This is lt. This is the left operand is less than the value, means this left operand is less than, then it will go to the descending order. When this the greater number will go down, and means the lesser number will go down, and the greater will come up, then this will sort the number in descending, and then it will print the number in descending. We will see the output what is there for the this program. This is asking us to enter the n numbers. I enter here 5, and enter number as I will enter from the smaller one, that is 10, 5, 80, 30, and the last will be 100. So first it will take 100, 80, 30, 10, and 5. 100, 80, 30, 10, and 5. It will be printing in descending order, because we type there LT, and here we type GT. So this will be go in reverse, and this will go in forward. So this is the descending, and this is the ascending. Next we will go to our fourth question, that is print the number, print all the square numbers between 1 to 100. We will go to code.karunya and type here question number 4. Here the question is, we have to print the all square numbers between 1 to 100, and here for it will start from 1, because from 1 to 100 we have to print here, and I is less than is equal to 100. It will execute till the 100 number, and I is equal to I plus 1, means this will increment all numbers by 1, and square is there, and it will multiply each number here, and this if the square is less than the right operand, then it will multiply this and it will print the square of the number, and we will get the all square numbers from 1 to 100. Let's check the output of the program. Here if we enter here the number, here it is printing all the number from 1 to 100, that will be square, that is 1 4 9 16 25 36 49 61 and 81. This all are the square between 1 to 100. It will print all the square number. We will move to the fifth question, that is to find the number, to find the sum of multipliers of 3 and 5 below 1000. Here we will go to the fifth question. This will print the numbers multiplies of 3 and 5 below 1000. Sorry, here it is 1000. Here it is 1000. First it will take the sum, and from 0 it will start, because we have to multiply. The sum always starts from 0, and the condition is for I is equal to 0, I is less than 1000, I plus plus. Next it will multiply this. For that we need a remainder for the 3, and here 5. For a it will take a mod I mod 3, and for the 5 we took here b I mod 5, and this is 3 and 5, and it will check if it is equal to 0, then the sum will be printed, else it will go to the else condition, and it will print the sum, and we will check the output of this program. Next, we will check here the fifth question output. Here we get the multipliers of sum, that is 2 3 3 1 6 8. In below 1000 we got 3 and 5 multiplies. So this is 2 3 3 1 6 8. Next we will go to sixth question, that is to find the GCD of two numbers input 25 and 15, and we will get output of I. Here we will go, and the sixth question is for GCD. Here it will take the two input, because we need two input, and we will print the GCD. For that enter a, read a, means it is for 25 and 15, and it will check it is less than, if m is equal to a, because this it will check the greatest common decimal, and if in if condition BLTM means it will be less than, it will print here while, and it will check the greatest common. After that x is equal to expression a mod m, and y is equal to b expression mod m, and this will check x is equal to 0, and a is for and y is equal to 0, then it will print the GCD, and it will break the condition. If not, it will print the another condition, that is m is less than m is m minus 1. It will go to the first, and it will check, and it will print the GCD of the number. Let's check the input given in the program, that is first we have to enter 25. Next it will 15, and the GCD is 5. As we saw, it will check a is equal to 0, if the remainder is 0, and if both, then it will go in the condition, and it will print the 5. The seventh question is find the length of the given string including space. Here if we check the string, first we have to enter the string, that is enter the string read str, that will be taking the string input, Next, length, this is for the length, and the expression that it will take of the string means it will check all the length of the given string. Next, it will print the length of the string in the given program. Simple, only the length function we have to use, and this will print the length of the given program, sorry, the given string. Next, we will enter a string here. If I type this is a string, so here it is 16. Let's check. First up, 0, 1, 2, 3. This will be 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. But it is starting from 1. Here it is showing 16. So this has the length of 16. Next, we will go to the last program, that is find the position of the given input string. Example, the string is given, that is this is a string, and the position from this that is 0, 1. So from h we have to give the position, and the length is 3. We will go to code.karunya and type here the this is the code. For that, it will take the first input from the user, that is string. It will take the position, that is position, and the length. So here the position, it will add position plus length, means it will add this. And this is the substring, that is the string uh, position, this position, and this position. So here it will go, and it will check the what we have to take the substring of that, and it will print the output as from position 1, and length is 3. Then it will go there, and it will print the enter number, enter string. Next, we will go here. Here we have to enter a string, that is this is a string. We have to enter position 1, and the length is 3. This is printing this, because it is starting from 1, and it from 1 we have to enter. Here it is 1, and the length is 3. But by mistake this dot came here. No problem, we will run it again. This is a string. So position we have to enter here, that is position is 1, and the length is 3. Is because 0, 1, 2, 3. So from 0 it start, the 1 from 1 to 3 it will print here, and this is the substring that we got from the entered string, that is this is the string. So this was the 8th question. This is the experiment number 3 of operating system conditional statement. Thanks for watching my video.